Hey guys, how's it going? This is Mike from M&R Automotive. Today we have a 2025 Nissan Frontier and we're installing a 30-inch light bar in either Slim or Pro. First thing we're going to do, we're going to remove 6 push pins that are holding the top cover. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So raise the head of the push pin up and then you can remove it by just going under it. So if you look into the grille from inside, you can see 3 silver Torx screws. It's a T20 bit, and we're just going to remove them. One's on the side. That's one. One's in the middle, right next to the lever. Okay, so I got 3 of them. Now, there's 6 little clips on top here, and all you're trying to do is just pry them out and pull this way, so that way it unlatches the top cover. So with the first one, I'm just going to pry it and pull, and it unlatches. Pry it and pull. Alright, so we got the top free. Now I'm going to maneuver it out the way. Put it aside. So now there's 2 clips on each side of the grill that you need to pry open. You can either do that with a flathead screwdriver or a prying tool. So I'm going to wedge my prying tool in between the grill and the support, and I'm just going to twist it, and that's going to unlock it. So now I can show you these 2 clips from the side. 1, 2. And we just kind of put our screwdriver in here and just wedged it, and it unlocks. So let's do the same thing on the passenger side. Just wedge your prying tool, turn it, and it's going to unlock it. Wedge and pry. So here's clip number 1 and clip number 2. And this is as far as you need to go to install the light bars. You do not need to unclip all the bottom clips unless you choose to. You are able to just get your hand in here from the back side to tighten that back plate. Alright, so let's review what you get with the M&R kit. You get your choice of either your Slim or your Pro Series light bar, mounting brackets and all the attachment hardware. The installation process is the same whether you purchase the Slim or the Pro. I'm going to install the Slim first, and then I'll show you how the Pro. Notice that all your brackets are marked with D's and P's. D's for driver, P's for passenger. On the light bar, notice that the wire is coming out of one of the ends. You want to have the wire come out from the side where you have power source. For this vehicle, we have the power source that's going to be on the passenger side. So I want to make sure that the wire comes out on the passenger side as well, so that way there is no extra wiring that's necessary to go across. So let's get the side brackets installed. Alright, so now we're going to start with the passenger side first. Notice there's a hole in here. This is designed to pass through for the wire of the light bar. So that way it sits nice and flush to the bracket. Okay, so I'm going to use supplied hardware in order to secure the bracket to the light bar. So now we got the driver's side bracket, and we're going to secure it on the driver's side of the light bar. Because there's no wire coming out on the driver's side, there's still a hole here, but we're not going to use it. Alright, so now let me show you the back side of the bracket. So the bracket has a stud coming out as well as the hole for the wire. On the passenger side, we have actually using the wire. There's a backing plate that's going to go on from the back side of the grill, and it's going to sandwich the grill in between. It does have rubber in between on both parts, so that way it doesn't scratch up or damage your grill. So pretend this is the grill. We're going to secure it like this with this wire coming out of this hole as well. So let me show you how to do it on the truck. So this is the back plate that we're going to be securing from the back of the grill, and I want to show you that if you peel back this rubber, you can get your hand in here to secure it. So let's do that with the light bar. So the light bar sits like this in front of the grill. So what I like to do first is route my wiring, so that way it eliminates all the slack. I'm going to reach in from behind. I'm going to feed the wire through the bottom opening, and I'm going to pull on it to eliminate any slack. These studs into the lowest grill opening on both ends, and I'm going to secure it from the other side of the grill with a back plate and provided hardware. So the passenger side is where we have the wiring. So we're going to put the wiring through the hole on the back plate. And the stud is going to go into the smaller hole. There it is. Now I'm going to use the washer and a nut to secure it. So I got this side finger tightened. Let's go ahead and install the back plate on the driver's side. If you decided to take off the grille altogether, it's identical steps installing the light bar onto the grille. So on the driver's side, there is no wiring behind, so we're going to only use the smaller hole to attach the back plate onto that stud. We're going to use the provided nut and washer to secure the back plate. So now you can use a number 11 socket or wrench in order to tighten it. One thing to notice, don't over tighten it because it can snap the plastic. So when it's nice and tight, you're pretty much done. And just a quick reminder, they do have rubber on both parts of the bracket, so that way it doesn't scratch up your grill. And that's it, we're done. So let's go ahead and reinstall the grill back on with those clips, and we can start with the wiring. So now that you guys have seen me assemble and install the slim light bar, let me show you how to do the pro. It's the same steps. All right, so the wire is going to come out on the passenger side. So we're going to grab the passenger bracket. We're going to slide our wire through the opening. And we're going to secure the bracket to the light bar using supplied hardware. So just to show you, on the passenger side, we have one of the larger hole has the wire, and then we have a stud. And then on the driver's side, we're going to do the same thing, but it doesn't have a wire, so we're not going to use that hole. Let me show you how we're going to secure them onto the truck. So the light bar is going to sit on the outside of the grill. The grill is going to be in between the two rubber pads, and then this is going to be a sandwich piece, so it's going to hold everything nice and sturdy. Let me show you how I install it on the truck. All right, so we're going to start with the passenger side because that's where the wire is coming out from the light bar, and we have our mounting bracket. So these studs are going to be in the most outer and lower slot of the grill. So this is where I'm going to put my wire through. I'm going to catch it here first before I slide the studs through the grill. So now that the wire is in the engine bay, I'm going to pass through the studs into the grill. I'm going to hold the light bar, and I'm going to install the backing plate. Once again, the large hole is for the wire, and the small hole is for the stud. So I'm going to pass this through, and I'm just going to pass the stud through it on the bottom. So you open this flap and get your hand in there. And I'm feeling for the stud, so that way I can pass it through the smaller opening. There it is. So now I'm going to use a nut and washer in order to secure it. And I'm going to finger tighten that nut until I get the driver's side on, then I can center it and tighten it. Now we're going to do the driver's side. Same thing, you have the backing plate, except you don't have a wire coming out of this side, so you don't have to worry about the large hole. You're just going to thread the stud into the smaller one and tighten it. Okay, got it. So before we tighten the back bolts, make sure that the light bar is centered in the opening. And don't over tighten it because you don't want to crack the plastic. You just want to make sure that it's nice and snug. Okay, so this is good on the driver's side. Let's do the same thing on the passenger. All right, perfect. So we can snap the grill back in place. And you have the wire in the engine bay. So you wire it exactly the same way as a slim light bar. Okay, so now that we have the light bar installed and we have our wiring in the engine bay, this is where we provide power to it. If your Frontier is equipped with factory auxiliary switches, you would just connect the light bar wires directly to them. If your Frontier is not equipped with factory auxiliary switches, such as the one we're working with today, you can use any type of aftermarket harness to provide power. Today, we're going to use the M&R wireless controller. Let me show you how to assemble it. Let me show you what you get with the wireless 2.0 kit. 2 power cables, a ground cable, the ACC wire, some terminal contacts and mounting hardware, M&R remote, 100 amp fuse, the actual module, mounting zip ties. Okay, so first thing we're going to do, let's open up the module. So we're going to take out these 4 Allen screws. So now we can take off the cover. Looking at this module, you have a couple things you want to notice. There's a positive terminal, there is a negative terminal. You have 8 different circuits, and they're all labeled here with auxiliary 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, with appropriate amp fuses, and you also get 3 trigger wires. If you choose to use the ACC wire, you would plug it in onto the first terminal here. ACC, all it does is when you get ignition, it'll turn on, it'll wake up the unit if it goes into sleep mode. We actually don't use it. The unit wakes up on its own if it feels your battery is fully charged. So the ACC wire, this one's optional. So let me show you how to assemble the fuse, and we're going to connect that to the positive terminal. So you have two terminals. You have one that goes towards the battery, you have one that goes towards the module, and there's a brake button in here. So if you press this button, it actually disengages power going through it. So I like to actually reset it and then turn it on towards the end of our install. So reset, and let's connect the two power terminals. So one of them is labeled BAT. That's going to be the one that goes towards the battery. So I'm going to take one of the power cables. I'm going to slide it under this nut, and I'm going to tighten it. So the side that says BAT here, that's going to go towards the battery. On the second side, it says AUX, load. So this is the side that you want towards your module. So same thing, I'm going to loosen it. I'm going to slide the terminal underneath the nut, and I'm going to tighten it. So the side where it says load, we're going to connect this terminal onto the positive terminal of the module. So I'm going to slide it underneath. The main reason you want to slide it underneath here is because there's going to be a cover on top. We're going to loosen the BAT positive terminal, and we're going to put this wire with a fork under this bolt. So now I'm going to tighten it. So now we have a power to the cable. This end is going to be connected to the positive terminal of the battery. We're going to do the same thing with a ground, which is the thin wire. And this ground only operates the module, so you cannot connect other grounds to it like your light bar accessories. We're going to take this, slide it under as well. We're going to loosen this terminal, and we're going to tighten it. So now we have assembled a power, ground, and an inline fuse. Just a reminder, after you have everything connected to the battery, positive and negative terminal, unless you put the switch in line, there's not going to be any power going through it. So this is the off position, and this is the on position. So now we can go ahead and install this on the truck. Let's go ahead and connect it to your power and ground. I'm going to remove this top cover from the positive terminal of the battery, and we're going to use one of these terminals. So let's say we'll use this one. It's a 10 millimeter. We're going to loosen it. We're going to slide the red wire terminal underneath the nut, and we are going to retighten it. And we're going to do the same thing with a negative. So with the ground, that's the thin black cable. We're going to slide it under and secure the nut. All right, so let's talk about the wiring. If you purchased a Pro Series light bar or a dual function slim light bar, your light bar is going to have 3 wires. You're going to have a black wire, which is the ground. You're going to have the red wire, which is the positive for the main function of the light bar. And you're going to have a white wire, which is a positive for the amber DRL, daytime running light. If you purchased a single function light bar with a slim, you're only going to have 2 wires. You're going to have a red and black, and it's not going to have a white wire. So for a single function light bar, you only need to provide 1 power source. For a dual function light bar, you got to provide 2 power sources, one for the powerful light and one for the amber backglow. So we're going to put 2 wires inside the module, and the black wire, which is our ground, I'm going to connect it to the negative terminal. So I'm going to strip it a little bit, and I'm going to put an eyelet on here. We're actually going to reuse the same nut as it grounds the main unit. So I'm going to take off the bolt, I'm going to slide the eyelet through it, and I'm going to reinstall it. And now I'm going to also ground it right underneath as I tighten it. You could use another ground if you want. I personally like the negative terminal as the best ground. So now that leaves us with 2 positive wires. For the main function, I'm going to use one of the 30 amp fuses. So I'm actually going to slide this under. There's going to be a cap here. So the only way to get wires inside is from the bottom. For the red wire, we're going to use switch number 1. And for the white wire, we're going to use switch number 4. Okay. Also notice that when you do have a power and ground, you do have a green light here, which means that the module is receiving power and is grounded properly. So in terms of mounting this unit, you do have 2 little holes on the sides. So what I like to do, I like to drill 2 small holes on the fuse, top of the fuse cover, and just secure it directly to the fuse box cover. Or you could use zip ties through these openings and just secure it and mount it in a stationary position. So let's go ahead and test the light. So let me show you how the slim light bar looks like. With one button, you have the low intensity amber backlighting feature that you could drive around town with. And with a flip of a switch, you get powerful white light. And here's the Pro light bar. So with one of the switches, you get the low intensity amber backglow. And then with another switch, you get powerful white light. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and got the confidence that you need to install this product yourself. I know you guys are going to absolutely love it.